Rouse's is proud of the creativity and the unparalleled entertainment in New Orleans, and honored to highlight it with their sponsorship of Steppin' Out on WYES.
Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin' Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tooker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy. Hey. And making her Steppin' Out debut, photographer Judy Cooper, author of the brand new book, Dancing in the Streets, Social and Pleasure Clubs, Social Aid and Pleasure Clubs of New Orleans, published by the historic New Orleans Collection. Welcome, Judy. Hello.
Thank you so much.
And my goodness, what a show. From the left, we have the NOLA String Kings, Matt Rhody, John Rankin, and Don Vappie. Welcome. They've got a brand new CD out. We're going to talk all about it, and they're going to perform for us a little later on, too. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank
Hello.
you.
Hey. And Alon Smason of theatercriticism.com and the Crescent City Jewish News.
And
hey.
making our Steppin' Out debut, and Alon in Searsucker, that's 2 points on the bingo board.
That's right. That's right. Writer Peter Finney III recently acknowledged some of the things that we do and say on a regular basis on bingo, virtual bingo. It was so cute. Thank you very much on that on myneworleans.com. Poppy, some truly exciting restaurant news. Woo!
It's exciting news, period. And Peggy, I know you know exactly what I mean when I say, when we go back to the 1980s and remember the first time you ever walked into the Windsor court and with that baccarat table, that or La Ligue table, and we were like, oh. Well, all I can say is you'll have that experience again when you walk into the new Four Seasons. It is the most stunning property that we have welcomed to New Orleans in decades. Of course, it's in the old Trade Mart, and here you see the Chandelier bar, and this is literally what you see when you walk in that front door. You can hardly even tell it's a lobby because that Chandelier bar is so important and prominent there. And oh, what you can get there it's remarkable. There's perfectly beautiful cocktails, a lot of New Orleans classics by Hadi Kateri. And then, of course, Alon Shaya's menu is something to see at Chandelier, with caviar service, backwater, foie gras, truffle fries, and then you walk through, and there at the front door of Miss River, that was Alon and the executive hotel chef, Nicholas Owen. Now, the Miss River is a game changer. It is so beautiful, and there's new elements that you haven't seen before in there. For instance, there's the food station where I caught Alon and some of his chefs when I was there last week, and just beyond them, you'll see the sommelier station. So guests are urged to get up, walk around, watch the show, or go visit the sommelier. And then, of course, there's the rooms. This is the view from a room that I was shown last week. I don't ever recall being in a hotel with a view like that right down Canal Street all the way to the lake. It is incredible. It's beautiful. The food, the menus are remarkable. Give yourself a treat and go walk in that front door, because it's an incredible thing to see.
And it says a lot of good about New Orleans to say, well, we have a Four Seasons now. So that's good news.
It's a game changer.
It is. Thank you so much. And moving over to Judy. Judy, longtime New Orleans photographer. I certainly knew you, and many of folks know you as photographer with New Orleans Museum of Art, but of course a photographer in your own right. But boy, have you done a great job focusing on social aid and pleasure clubs. And we figured out this is a 4-pound book. Okay, so here we go. We'll be showing some images from it. Judy, how did you come to do this, and how did you get into chronicling the social aid and pleasure clubs?
I got interested in them after reading an article in the Times-Picayune in the late 90s. that described the neighborhood parades, and they sounded wonderful. I was really intrigued with the idea of the clubs and their fancy attire, very colorful, waving huge fans with ostrich feathers, dancing through the streets to the lively music of a brass band.
It is gorgeous, and it's your photography, but also Jules Cahn, and I think L.J. Goldstein. It's a lot of folks, a lot of artistry in that book, isn't there?
I hope so. That was the idea.
How did you pitch this to the Historic New Orleans Collection? How did the book come to be?
I did. I'd been working on it for quite a while, and I wasn't sure they'd be interested, but I spoke to a couple of other people who said, talk to them. So I called John Lawrence, whom I knew, and he actually knew I was working on the book. So I said, well, would you all be at all interested in publishing it? And he said, well, it does kind of fit into our mission. So he pitched it to Jessica Dorman, and I met with her, and it came to be.
Well, congratulations. And of course, this is accompanied an exhibit, a wonderful exhibit that was up for a few months, no doubt to be timed for Jazz Fest. But we know how things moved in our COVID days. But that was a great exhibit. But to have the book actually and go through it, and you also have some essays in it too by some other folks.
I do indeed. I thought it would be richer if I got other folks to lend their knowledge and expertise to it. So I have 5 other essays, including by Michael White, Dr. Michael White, famed clarinetist and scholar, and he has written the history of the brass bands. This is a photograph by Michael P. Smith that is in the HNOC archive. I was able to do a lot of research there. This is another one of his too.
That's great.
Yeah.
They're so beautiful. Well, congratulations, and I know we'll talk a little bit more about the effects of COVID and all of this and this wonderful celebratory tradition in the New Orleans community. Thank you. Talk to you a little sooner. Now back over to John in our studio, Studio A. What a group you've got, the NOLA String Kings, and we should point out, and it's a point you made to me earlier, like everybody who's in that band is in charge of other bands. Okay, so you all are no slouches here.
Well, we're cooperative leaders.
Yes, yes.
These are, the best guys in New Orleans to play with, as far as I can see. String players.
Absolutely, and I know you've done many CDs, but this one is called Dream Palace, and anybody who's lived in New Orleans for any length of time knows that that is a famous music club on Frenchman. But the dozen songs, it's a mix of some traditional songs, but some new songs too, huh?
Well, that's one of the things I really like about it, that it's half originals and half classic New Orleans songs with more of the Spanish tinge that Jelly Roll talked about. And it's half vocals and half instrumentals, so there's something for everybody. It goes down easy.
It certainly does. Now, you are also a busy guy because I want to talk a little bit about everybody else's activities here, and we'll hear a song a little bit later, but you do Sunday brunch at the Chloe.
I do.
On St. Charles, so that's great. So folks can hear you on Sundays. And that beautifully restored building. Oh my
gorgeous.
Gosh,
And
that's going to be so much fun.
The people are so nice there. It's a wonderful opportunity.
And then you're on Facebook Live. And that's
right.
Great, and you've got a very nice website. Also, if somebody wanted to hire the NOLA String Kings, there's a phone number, okay, and there's information right there for John. And then we've also got Don Vappie. You and Don Vappie and Matt all do Facebook, which is great, and that's been such an important lifeline for local musicians. But we've got, with Don, Coffee on the Porch and Brunch. I love that, Don. You've been very committed to this. You're on, what, at least almost twice a day?
Yeah, I started doing it March 21st of 2020, I believe.
Wow.
And I'm over 500 days. I do it every day. I do 8 o'clock in the morning. I sit on my porch and have coffee and just talk with my listeners. And, 3 o'clock, I just play solo.
Oh,
so
that's fantastic. And then, and of course, you play with Wendell Brunius from time to time, too,
yeah,
which
we
is
play
great.
at the Chloe on Fridays.
Oh, okay. So everybody's interconnected
Yeah.
here. That is great. And you have a really good website, too, donvappie.com.
Oh,
and
yeah.
go on that for a lot of details. And Matt, you also, your Friday evenings at the Spotted Cat, correct?
That's right. That's right.
And you were with the Cottonmouth Kings in that particular instance, in that mode, and you're going to be at DBA on Saturday, this Saturday.
That's right. We'll be there this Saturday.
At 6 to 9, and you're also on Facebook. So.
Yes, we do. I do live streams whenever we're in the mood. So yeah, I feature those bands and my other band, the Hot Club of New Orleans.
Oh, that's
So, yeah.
great. Oh, the Hot Club of New Orleans, such wonderful music from the 20s and 30s, huh?
Exactly.
Just great. Well, gentlemen, I can't wait to hear you play, and we'll come back to you in just a few minutes and get to hear some golden tones. Thank you.
Great.
And now back over to Alon. Alon, busy days.
Well, tonight we honored Adele Gautier. Again, those of you who tuned in last week probably heard the news for the first time, but that Adele, who was a lioness of our community and a queen in her own right, had passed away. We honored her only the third time a member of the theater community was recognized by the city, the first time being Ty Tracy, and just last December for Carol Sutton. For those who wish to continue to honor Adele, also known as Adela the Storyteller, a celebration of life will be held tomorrow morning with visitation beginning at 9 a.m. At the Dillard University Lawless Chapel. Services will begin at 11 o'clock, and masks are, of course, required. Peggy, one of my special friends on Facebook and a noted documentarian filmmaker, Rick McKay, has come out with the second of a trilogy of films dealing with the history of Broadway. McKay died very suddenly about 3.5 years ago at age 62 after having released the first of the three, called Broadway: The Golden Age. The follow-up is called Broadway Beyond the Golden Age, and the final film will be Broadway: The Next Generation, which will bring everything up to date. Among the stars you're going to see are Yul Brynner from The King and I, and Ben Vereen, interviewed as well for historic footage of him from Pippin when he was in that. Besides Ben, you'll see leading ladies like my friend Cady Huffman, who won her Tony for The Producers and was a big part of Will Rogers' Follies. The leading men include Broadway's own Jerry Orbach and many others like Alec Baldwin. And in addition to musicals, the Broadway luminaries include Ben Vereen's partner from Pippin, John Rubinstein, and other non-musical actors like Liev Schreiber. So you'll see it all. The show's available for PBS's audiences on great performances. It can be seen right now on Channel 13 from New York through Saturday night, prior to it being seen on WYES sometime in the future. You can also see it over the Passport app. Don't miss this show. It's got so much in it, so much material. It will boggle your mind. So go check it out again. That's Broadway Beyond the Golden Age. Peggy, it's not yet Christmas time, but Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Ballet is on some people's minds. JPAS is requiring reservations for their auditions, which are coming up. They'll be held at director Ken Beck's Jefferson Ballet School studio in Kenner. Again, you have to make a reservation. The auditions will be held on August the 23rd and 24th, and then from August the 28th through the 29th. And again, you can see the breakdown. They're trying to protect everyone, all the young, etc., and keep everyone properly distanced. So the reservations are going to be for August the 23rd for females, 13 to 15, the 24th for females, 16 and on up to adults. And then, of course, on Saturday, 3 different breakdowns for dancers, 8 to 12, males, etc., 12 and above, and then children on Sunday.
Thank you so much, Alon. Back over to Poppy. Poppy, more drag queen brunches.
Well, you know, just like Alon brought up, I guess anybody who's playing Steppin' Out Bingo knows that's the centerpiece. Well, you know, it's August, which is, you know, usually Decadence month. And so what I haven't said to anybody, because I held this on my own for 2 years, but now that once again Jazz Fest has been canceled, I was supposed to have drag brunch from the Food Heritage stage at Jazz Fest. Now, I've been assured that this is going to happen in 2022, but I can't wait. So consequently, on Saturday the 28th, I'm going to give myself and everybody the gift of a free Zoom drag queen story hour and brunch. Now, one of my drag queens is Laveau Contraire, and there she is with that adorable Ivy Toops. Now, this picture was taken at the last Tujague's brunch. Both Ivy and her sister Poppy were there because it's very family friendly. That's the drag queen story hour queen, Laveau. So my free event, there'll be cooking, there'll be drag queen performances, there'll even be a children's reading for the kids who'll join us, and that's going to happen on the 28th. And then the next day, on the 29th, is the next scheduled Tujak's Drag Brunch, which is, of course, happening on every last Sunday of the month. But, you know, there's a lot of other great drag brunch opportunities for people to avail themselves of. And you got to make the reservations. So Brennan's annual Decadence Drag Brunch is happening on Saturday, September the 4th. Just like last year, there's 2 seatings, 9:30 and 1 p.m. And of course, that was the event that kicked off the publication weekend of the Drag Queen Brunch book that I wrote. And then, just like then, it didn't happen last year, but the following day, there's Arnaud's Bay Day Brunch. Now, what that is, it's actually supposed to be Cady Kasparian's Too Much. It's a tribute to Beyonce's birthday, but of course, it's the one and only drag brunch they do at Arnaud's every year. What a bargain, $42. Again, 2 seatings, and don't miss this fun. Make the reservations. Come for free on the 28th and be with me.
Thank you so much, Bobby. And back over to Judy. And Judy, let's talk about, you know, the impact these social aid and pleasure clubs, and many of these parades will be held, you know, of course, like on a Sunday afternoon. But what is the impact of COVID on this?
Well, we don't know at this point. They were stopped completely in all of 2020, and we did have one parade in June for the Father's Day parade. This was an annual parade that the Perfect Gentleman Club put on every year, and they were able to do that one this year. And then they always sit out in the summer, so we were looking forward to a lively fall. Mm-hmm. And now with all the new infections going on, it's not looking terribly promising for the fall, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. So while we wait for them to come back, then once again, the book, Dancing in the Streets, and available, of course, through the Historic New Orleans Collection, hnoc.org. I know it's also available at other bookstores and Amazon, but consider buying it at the publisher, right? 520 Royal, and it's just so beautiful. Now, Judy, here we go. We've got some of the photos. That's right. Black Men of Labor. How many organizations are there approximately?
There are almost 50 organizations today, or in the last parade season that was a complete season. Mm-hmm. And each one parades once a year on Sunday, on a set Sunday, in a determined route. And they go through the streets of the city dancing their hearts out.
Yeah, and that name, Brandt Edelman, there's a Judy Cooper, yay! But also, that name, Brandt Edelman, might sound familiar because we're talking about a former New Orleans saint who is also a professional photographer, right, Judy?
That's right, yeah.
Good guy,
yeah,
very nice guy.
Very, very good photos,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you well in all of this, and keep on chronicling, and I know, when it's safe and through some challenging times here. But once again, congratulations. 4-pound book. Lots of great stuff, okay? Thank you very much. And, of course, moving over to John. John, tell us about this song, which is on the CD that you're all going to perform, and I know Matt had a little something to do with it?
A little bit. Well, we all contributed original songs, and this one is one of Matt's songs, and it's just a lovely song. Matt, you want to say something about it?
Yeah, this is a song about meeting that special someone at the moonwalk in between the river and the cathedral. So it's called the Crescent City Moonwalk.
All right, well, take it away, gentlemen.
1, 2, 3, 4. You met me, the place where we first started, down in New Orleans on that Crescent City moonwalk. It was November, maybe December, turn of the century. I'd like to take you on that Crescent City moonwalk with me. Sights and sounds, mostly good, can't be recreated in just any neighborhood. Down by the river, that lazy river, our love will be understood. Out on the levee, please don't forget me, or leave me out of your thoughts. Next time you see me on that Crescent City moonwalk. Sights and sounds, mostly good, can't be recreated in just any neighborhood. Down by the river, that lazy, crazy river, our love will be understood. Out on the levee, please don't forget me, or leave me out of your thoughts. Next time you see me on that Crescent City moonwalk.
Congratulations, yay!
Thank you.
Applause, applause. And one more time, this wonderful CD available. You can go to donvappie.com and click on store. Okay, there you go. Also, I understand it's going to be available at the Louisiana Music Factory, but donvappie.com is a good one too here, right?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Thank you all
Thank you.
so very much. And moving on to Alon.
It's amazing how Matt was inspired at the same site as I wrote my song, Crescent City Gutter Punks.
That's why I said mostly good. Sights and sounds, mostly good. That's right.
let me just tell you, that was really beautiful, though, guys. The new Genesian player's head. That's, of course, we all know him as a graduate of the class of 1990 of Archbishop Rummel High School. Brandt Blocker is finally going to be my guest coming up on Friday. Again, we rescheduled, but Brandt, of course, was our creative force behind Atlanta's Lyric Theater and the nearby brand new facility that opened up just a couple years ago of Sandy Springs City Theater Company. He's going to be my guest tomorrow night on NOLA Theater Talk. And of course, then this Monday night, it's time for the Times-Picayune New Orleans Advocate's own Victor Andrews to be on the other side of the conversation on NOLA Theater Talk. We'll talk about his new job of writing up previews of shows coming to New Orleans. And again, you'll check it all out at the various spots in the Facebook group NOLA Theater Folk, theatercriticism.com's Facebook page, and my own YouTube channel. Again, for virtual viewing this week, check some of this stuff out. Adam Pascal, the scruffy, good-looking guy with the unique raspy tenor, he's going to be on a show that he's doing accompanying himself called, so far, an acoustic retrospective. Tickets are only $15, and it's now through August the 24th. And then again, if you want to check out some free opportunities for theater viewing, do go to the MCC Theater website. Watch their Fresh Play Online Summer Festival. Among some of the offerings are It's Okay, Fragments of the Mind, The Butterfly Effect, FMK, and Why We Run. Some of these themes are sexual in themes, also maybe a little bit of violence, so not for the kids, but for mature adults and older adolescents. And TDF finally, I want to mention the organization that sells those discounted TKTS tickets on Broadway. They have an online service for video conversations, and one of the more unique ones was recently they had Alicia Ramirez, Juan Michael Porter II, and Jose Salas talking as critics of color. Really fascinating story. It's still available with a couple of newer conversations. I recommend you check it out at the tdf.org site.
All right, thank you so much. And now it is time, though, for our picks of the week. Poppy.
For a very special Rosh Hashanah, you've got to make reservations today. Now, Rosh Hashanah is Wednesday, September 8th, and there's nothing like dinner at Saba to celebrate.
Absolutely. Judy.
My pick of the week is the tribute to one of the contributors to the book, Action Jackson, who, here he is. He was affiliated with WWOZ and considered himself a ambassador for the second lines. He died tragically 10 days ago, and WWOZ is doing an interview which airs today, but also it will be on their website, wwoz.org, on their archive, their two-week archive.
Also on Saturday as well, in a repeat.
Yes.
Thank you, Judy. It's great to have you on. Okay.
Thanks so much.
John.
You know, the best source for live music right now is at WWOZ, so I'm following up her comment. And if you're interested in finding out what's live, what's playing outside, or who are playing live on Facebook, you can find it at wwoz.org/calendar/livewire. And it's a
Very
great
good.
source.
All right, thank you. Great. Alan.
There are only a few tickets left, but for those of you who want to check it out, the cutting-edge production of Sunset Boulevard, there you see Thais Kitchens in the lead role of Norma Desmond, is still available. A few seats are still available. Matthew Welch, Ronald Brister, and JoJo Matthew are supporting cast members. Again, check that out. And Peggy, I'll see you at the theater.
Thank you. And my pick, parents, for your children who may be musically inclined, the New Orleans Children's Chorus has opened their registration for the new year. Go to neworleanschildren'schorus.org for more information. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all, my pals. Thanks for being here tonight. And good night. Thanks for watching.
Rouse's is proud of the creativity and the unparalleled entertainment in New Orleans, and honored to highlight it with their sponsorship of Steppin' Out on WYES.